Joining Rob, Joe and myself to discuss the finer details of today's jungle hijinks, it's our panel. From the sound of the underground to the sound of Vincent Simone squealing like a baby, I could do these all day. It's Kimberley Walsh. And he'd look great in a white bikini. He's our pop princess. It's Brian McFadden. Got the boobs. Right, guys, OK, let's get down to business. And the first subject on the menu is the new arrivals, Annabelle and Vincent, and how they got on during night one of their jungle journey. Let's just remind ourselves. He wants his mama. Right, Brian, 300 rats, 10,000 crickets and 20,000 cockroaches. How did they get on?
And one snake.
And one snake.
But you're forgetting the mices. What about the mices?
The mices.
Yeah, the mices in there, isn't it?
The rats.
Is it just me or is this guy a creep? I love him. Straight out of a helicopter holding her hand, a little cockroach is there. He's like, one in your bra. He's like,
I'll tell you
hands
what,
going in.
He's a bit naughty.
I bet if you ask, I bet he made her feel really welcome. I bet he made it a lot easier.
That's what Joe does. He makes girls feel very welcome. Has he already tried to,
But why do Italians get away with it? If that was me, they'd be going, look at that sleazy Irish. Well, it's him. Just because he has a lisp, he gets away with it.
He is quite tactile, but he kind of does get away with it, you know. Like,
and he's so camp.
Why does he get away with it?
How camp is he? I'll tell you what, this has got to be the campest camp we've ever had. I mean, the women in there are butchered than the men, isn't they? It's just gone to a whole new level now with Vincent.
Can we talk about
Layla's the hardest. Layla's the hardest.
She's the hardest. Can we talk about his aura? Because from him being in that shack and two rats to get it on, what is he going to do to the atmosphere down in camp with maybe Amy and Joey?
He is going to be explosive.
Do you know what? He is a funny character. I think he will be getting his bottom out at some point along this journey. So yeah, if the women want to see that, then
I think it's just what we need as well.
He's fire.
Can't wait to see more of him.
He's going to cause trouble. He's going to cause a lot of trouble. I know a lot of the guys aren't going to like him.
Really? You don't think he's going to bring people together? No.
I don't think so. Because I know Keane's old-fashioned.
Yeah.
You know, like there's been kind of the camp guy messing along, but I think he's a little too sleazy. And I know old-fashioned people like Keane, Steve. They're going to be like, not into this. And then the girls are going to love the attention.
There's in there as well. I think they're going to totally get him and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, he's been brought up around sequins and glitter. Like, you've got to expect a bit
so
of that.
So was I. I was in a boy band. Doesn't mean I go grow up your boobies every 5 minutes.
Rob, what are people tweeting?
I've got a tweet from Jackie Paul who said, it has to be so hard being the two new people. I hope they're mean as we get some arguments going. Can't wait for that.
Yeah. No, you know, it's really weird because you can either go in with two game plans. Either go in there and think, I'm just going to do everything that they ask me to do and kind of creep up to them. Or you can go in there and think, I'm me, accept it. If you don't accept it, you know, lump it. So it'd be interesting. I think they're going to go in like a middle ground. I think they'll go in.
OK.
They want to keep them happy. Obviously, they want to keep them happy, but
I think this trial thing today, though, is upsetting a few, especially some of the guys. I think people like Keane and maybe Alfonso, I think a few of these guys, they really want to do the challenge. They want to have a go at it.
Newbies coming in doing it.
Yeah, they've been sitting there all week and all of a sudden these two new people walk straight in and get to do a trial.
That's not their fault, is it? I mean, that's just part of the game that they've got to do the trial first.
Yeah, but you know what is their fault? The fact they only got 6 stars. 6 stars is the maximum they can get because they only... Was it 307 hacks that they did?
Yeah.
So that kind of... they're happy with that. I don't think they realised it was 12 altogether they could have got. I think they realised.
I think getting half the stars is acceptable,
I think it was quite hard in there, you know. It's quite, you know, they threw him in at the
it's easy for us to watch.
The 6s are. It could have been worse if Helen Flanagan wasn't there to be your toenails the rest of the week. So.
I actually don't think they did too bad considering.
Who do you think the campmates will choose is going to win the trial?
Well, it's hard to pick which one's going to be worse, isn't it?
I don't know. I was thinking exactly. Annabelle does scream a lot, but then so does Vincent.
I think entertainment value, I think everyone wants to see Vincent Dix. It'll be hilarious at it, but I think they'll probably be as good as each other.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one to call.
I've just been given some exclusive information about the trial, Outback Canteen. It involves putting creatures in your mouth and holding them in there. So some of them may be alive still, I think. Is that going to change your mind on how well certain ones will do?
They're both going to freak out with that one. They're going to hate it.
They done something similar with when Sam Fox and Gino went in.
Yes.
They'd do the same thing. They'd put stuff in their mouth, and Gino really struggled. But it was like the most entertaining thing of the year. So
so
hopefully
great
it'll be the
TV
same.
to come.
What do you think is worse, Joe? You've done pretty much every trial a few times. Eating or keeping live things in your mouth?
I think once you've eaten like the stuff that I've eaten, I think just being able to take it out is quite refreshing.
Yeah.
Coming out that way as rather the other end where it normally comes out. Let's
bringing the tone down. That's usually me.
do that.
That's ITV3 stuff.
I'm the one that talks about the poo around here.
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to talk about poo. Fine. OK, Rob, what can we talk about?
Well, we've got another one from Jackie Dow. Jackie Paul, Jackie Dow, so I like to just get the Jackies involved. He said, I think Vincent will be good. A smooth talker might get the blokes in camp to liven up a bit because they seem a bit quiet at the moment. Bring it on, Vince.
I think that's a fair point. It needs livening up down there, especially, like, you know, the mood's going a bit down. We need that. We need a bit of dancing in there.
And we need them to fail a trial because they're eating too much.
You think they're eating?
They have. They've been doing really well, haven't they?
Hey, Keith's down there, your mate. You just want to watch them starve for a bit.
But you know what it's like? When people get hungry, that's when you see a bit of... At the moment, they're just sitting there having, like, 6-star, 7-star meals. You know, we need this to... We need rice and beans for a few nights and just get some tension going.
But the two new late arrivals, like, they obviously are quite intimidated probably to come in as the newbies, and they want to make themselves popular. Besides doing well in the trial, how else can they make themselves popular by going in at such a late stage?
I think they've got to be careful not to start creeping up around them. If they go in there, and if they go in themselves, I met them the other day, they will be fine. And I think it'll be down to the camp. If the camp don't accept them, it'll be because they're slightly jealous, slightly a little bit intimidated by the newbies, you know. And also, everyone's found their little place in camp as well, so it's going to be a little reshuffle, and that's always going to cause trouble.
It's so quick after the two camps just coming together. I think they've just kind of gone, all right, we're used to this now, there's 10. And I think this could be the final straw. I think we're going to see a few personalities in there who've kind of just sat back. I think Lucy's about to explode, and I think this could be the last one. I even think Keane might get a bit...
How do you think Keane will handle Vincent? You think he'll be all right with him?
No, he's old school, Keane. I don't know. He's old... It depends what Vincent's like when he goes in. We saw him one-on-one there with her, and depends how he acts when he goes in.
I think if people get that, obviously Vincent is very, very sarcastic. Like, you know, you have to take him the right way.
I love that sarcasm. Just grab your boob and being sarcastic.
Some people don't like when they do it.
What a joke, eh?
Who do you think fits in between, if you look at two of them there, Annabelle, Vincent, if one of them had to go in, which one fits in the best?
I personally think they both will, and you know, they're completely different characters, but I think you warm to both of them straight away, and that's what you need going
I don't think he's going to fit in. I think the beauty is that he's not. I think that he's going to be... I think she'll settle in a little well with everyone, where he's going to cause a little bit of drama.
But she screamed a lot in that overnight challenge, so I think if she starts doing trials and she does a Helen Flanagan, that's now a verb, to do a Helen Flanagan, then people aren't going to be too happy.
Yeah, no, we need that.
We need that. You just want to see them all cry.
Of course we do.
Okay, well, thank you very much, guys. Brian and Kimberley will be back later on with more Jungle Genius. So if you have a question or an opinion you'd like to share, don't leave it hanging like Amy in the trial. Make yourself heard. Give us a call on 090 1111 3377. Calls cost 26p from BT landlines. Calls from other networks may be a little bit higher, and from mobiles will be considerably more. Coming up, we bring our daily roundup of unseen camp action, salty potatoes. See you in a mo.